Hey everybody, it's Jada on piano, where we make music make sense. And today we're talking about the altered scale in jazz, no, gospel. Okay, so like I said, we're talking about the altered scale. It's going to be in gospel music. We're going to be in the key of B. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. There we go. So we're in the key of B. We're not going to use the altered scale of B, but I can show you what the example, or an example of what an altered scale is, before we get started on the actual example. So an altered scale, one of the easiest ways to look at it is, for instance, in the key of B, if we wanted a B altered scale, we need the B flat scale, so the scale that's a half of a step down, but you use the notes of the B flat scale except for the B flat. You replace B flat with B. So B flat scale. That's the B flat scale. It says A sharp because I'm in the key of B right now, and so that's the enharmonic equivalent. That's the B flat scale. So let's just replace the B flats with the B. Here we go. Oh, let's do that again. So let me play them all at once so you can see it. B altered. There we go. If we look at that in the key of C, what we need to do is get the scale half of a step down, which is the B scale, and use the notes of the B scale, but start on the C. So go up again. I'm not ending it right. There we go. That's an altered scale. Play it all. You see that? That's the C altered. So to look at it in the key of C, you have a flat 2, flat 3, flat 5, flat 6, and flat 7 in the key. That's what an altered scale is. Now, that's different than locrian. A locrian scale is using the scale from a half a step up. So, for instance, the B flat borrows from, or the B altered borrows from the scale a half step down and just replaces that note. The locrian borrows from the scale that's a half a step up, in this case C, but it plays all of those notes and has the same notes as C, but starts on the B. Okay, so we got that out of the way. That is what a locrian scale is. Now, we're using the altered. There was a move that one of the Patrick brothers did on, it's Mike and then Matt Patrick. This is Matt Patrick, and he did a video with Sebastian Wheat on Wheatworks YouTube channel. Go check it out. It's called I Guarantee You Love This Move. And he did this. Right? That's what Matt Patrick did. And so why am I talking about the altered scale? Well, check this out. It was the melody that's important. Playing it wrong. Let's play them all together. Check it out. It's D sharp or E flat altered. So I'm going to play it again slow. Let's try it again. There it is. That's the entire move. And as you see, I ended up and I landed on that B in first inversion. So that's what he did. He told us in the video that he pulled it from his name. Blake is his last name. I can't even think of it. Everybody I'm trying to think of, I can't think of it today. But he is the pianist, producer for a group called the Committed Group with a K. So Committed starts with K. And I love that group. So Matt Patrick was telling us that he created this move based on a move that he took from that song, or a song on their album. And that song happens to be called Committed. And that Committed also starts with K. But the move that's on the album sounds like this. Before we go back into it. So again, watch the melody. And I got to play this one nice and slow. It's brilliant. And then something like, yeah. So once again, real slow. Okay. Now, the move that Matt Patrick did was, you can look at this as a major 7. This is the root. But I also just kind of look at it as C minor, A flat, just smashed right in the middle. I can also see that kind of as an a minor chord, C sharp minor, D flat minor, whatever, with an A smashed in the middle, but really this would be the root. Then we have a fully diminished chord. Then we have an E minor 6, or in this inversion would be a half diminished. So we have fully diminished, half diminished. I love that sound. Fully diminished. Then we have the half diminished again. The half diminished. There it is. And then we're into our move. So that's the entire move right there. If we look at that, that's where we see the altered. Let's go back to the album melody. Now check that out. That's an altered, but an altered dominant. There would be our actual altered scale. But so we have, 2 altered scales that we're using right here. One regular altered. This is the altered dominant. 1 note difference. See that? Instead of the F, we've got the E. And this, again, is being used in the song that's on the album. But the chords themselves, they sound absolutely crazy. And I could put that in there, but I almost want to add that. Hold on. Yes. So, put this in here. I was going to call this just a dominant chord, but I'm going to call it, it is a dominant, but it's a dominant with a flat 5. That just adds that extra tension, and it's beautiful. So let's keep going. Is that right? I have to think about it. Look at this. This is just an E flat dominant chord with no 5th, right? But then I changed it, put that extra crunch in there, and then this is the E dominant. See that? This is the F sharp dominant. There we go. Or just that. And then this is G dominant. See that? Then we have the A dominant, extra note, in this case, the flat 5. And then we have the B dominant with the flat 5. Then we have the C dominant with the flat 5, and then we go to B. Just brilliant. So all of those were dominant chords. Just nasty. Anyway, so those are the chords. I wanted to kind of show those because they're kind of cool. And this one I've been working through, right? So let me use that one in this particular example where we're going to go. I want to put in a couple of songs. In my mind, I was thinking of, so far with the experimenting I've been doing with it, I was thinking Okay, because this is where I'm going to just the B major, but that E flat on the top is the key for this. Now, honestly, since E flat is the key, you could take any scale, theoretically so. I'll try that. I have not even practiced that. I practiced the ones in B. So I had two thoughts. Let me go into it, and then I'll tell you other thoughts, because you might want to practice that instead. So I was thinking this. Watch this. Right. So this mic is in the way. On that 5 there, going into total praise, I can see it in that space. Watch this into another song. I want to change it up a little bit. What do I want? Right. So those are the two songs I'm thinking of immediately when I'm thinking of something like that, because they feed off of the 5 into the 3 for Let the Church Say Amen, but then the other one is right on that 5, and I still have this chord up here. But additional thoughts that I have not experimented with yet, first of all, is literally this whole chord. So we know this is a B chord. You could probably use this. He used it just at the end of the song, and his ending song was Lord, I'm Available to You. But look at this chord. I just want to throw this out here. Okay, sus4 chord. Use it all the time. Okay, first inversion. We just used that example. Major 7 chord. sus2. Okay. So and I'm just plugging the notes from the key of B, right? The 5, so that's pedal tone. The 6 is, this is just a minor 7 chord. So we've got 6 other chords that we could be exploring in varieties of keys just to get that third up in the top. Okay, and the altered scale that we used again was the D sharp or the E flat. So we're not even using the altered scale of the key. We're just using the altered scale to get us to this note, and that's the key. So I'm thinking of, since this chord up here can be paired with 5 other notes besides this, so 6 total, 1 2 3 4 5 6 that we already have bass notes for, then I'm thinking, let me use those chords as target chords and see what other songs I could get to as well. I just used the 5 and the 3, all the possibilities for those. Now, what I was also saying is going to just this note, not this chord. So what does that bring to mind? This is an A flat chord. So perhaps using the A flat chord or using the E flat chord. Those are choices. F minor chord, D flat major chord, anything that has that E flat in it. So suddenly we're opening up a lot more space. But if we take the basics of that, the E flat is the 1 here. In this case, the E flat or the D sharp is the 1 in the chord. In this case, the E flat is the 5th of the chord, G sharp, A flat, and then when we were here, this E flat, D sharp is the 3rd of the chord. So in each of those instances, and in the 7th would be 7th chords would be E major 7 or F minor 7, and in both of those cases the chord is the 7th. That means I'm missing a 3rd. What's the minor 3rd? Oh, C minor would still look like this. So this as a possibility, very closely related to that. So those are choices, like I said, I haven't explored, but that will be kind of stuff that is really spurring the thinking on further. My 2 examples, right in the key of B, just using the chord itself, that's the B major, but I want to explore and see where I can go with some of those options. So you guys let me know in the comments a place that you can use this move, you know, with this B chord. If you're going to the 2, 4, I did the 3 and the 5, so the 2, 4 and 6. Let me know. You guys take care.